Knowledge with your girl, Kara Grace. And today we have a special guest, Mr. Justin Blue from Justin Blue University. And we all know him for his 60-second lessons he gives us on Instagram. But as he would say, 60 seconds just ain't enough. So that's why we're here. So welcome, Justin.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, just speak about things. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, and we all are too. So first, for starters, since we all know you for your inspirational, motivational, awareness videos on Instagram, you could choose to talk about a lot of stuff in your videos, but you choose to focus on the major issue in our country, which is racial discrimination. So why do you choose to focus on that topic specifically?
I would say it's the elephant in the room when it comes to our country. And so, but the problem is, a lot of us don't realize it's the elephant in the room. You think that there's something wrong with you. And so a lot of people of color hate themselves, or they don't think that they look down on themselves, or there's this inferiority complex. And if you don't understand that you've been oppressed, and you don't understand that there's been systems put in place to keep you in a certain position, then quite naturally you're gonna feel that way, that like we're powerless, or there's something wrong with us, or we need to get our stuff together, what are we doing wrong, or God is punishing us for doing this and that, not realizing that no, there's something greater than yourself that's been systematically put in place strategically to keep you in a certain position. So just imagine you were in school, like, I don't know, it could be 5th grade, and all the other kids, they're getting A's every single test. A. Yeah. And then you're getting D's and F's on your test. Quite naturally, you're gonna think that something's wrong with you as a student, because you're getting worse grades. Your results are not the same as everybody else.
You're comparing yourself.
Right. So something must be wrong with you. Like, what are you doing wrong? But now, what if somebody comes along and they let you know that, okay, you're not even taking the same test, or the teacher is grading your test completely different than everybody else's, or the teacher strategically rigged the test so that you would fail, and it's also rigged it so that the other students would get A's. Now you're gonna look at yourself differently, and you're gonna understand that it's not that you're inferior to the other students, it's just that the system has been put up in a way where it's against you, and you can operate and maneuver that class setting differently, or you can try to adjust the situation that's occurring differently. So rather than just being like, oh, I'm dumb, I have these problems, I'm a bad student, it's like, oh no, this teacher's taking advantage of me.
It's the hand you're being dealt.
Right, it's the hand you're being dealt. Okay, now I know I'm being dealt this hand. How can I address the hand that's been given to me? And so that's why I like to focus on the racial injustice and the systematic things that have been put in place, so that people understand that you're not inferior. It's just that there's been people have strategized multiple ways to keep you and your family and everything else oppressed in a specific predicament.
We talk about racism as we see it in the nation, as we see it through our eyes, and as we're taught it. But do you see a cure for it, and do you ever see it ending?
All right, so as far as the cure for racism, it depends. First off, it depends on how you look at like what racism is. So racism is really just the power to oppress people due to their race. But a lot of people think it's based off of feeling. So the feeling of racism, I think anything is possible. But as far as the ideologies and the mindset and how colonization has been international, I personally feel it's going to take hundreds of generations to try to wipe those ideologies out. But on a systematic level, I think it's more obtainable, even though that in a way is kind of far-fetched. So you have critical race theory. And so in critical race theory, it's basically this theory that if a system or structure is racist or biased from the beginning, then there's nothing you can do without that system having racial bias. So like you look at the American legal system, even if all white people woke up tomorrow morning and they were like, you know, we love black folks, like we don't want to be racist anymore, we need to stop this stuff, but the same American system continues, there's still going to be racism due to the power aspect, and just because the system from its foundation
what it's built upon
was built upon slavery, and it was built upon these things. It was constructed in a way to make sure that there were different classes based on race. So really the only way to, I guess the only cure for racism in the systematic aspect, not on the emotional side, is you have to create an entirely new system. And so people don't like that answer because it's not an easy one, because that creating a entirely new system, that requires revolution.
Yeah.
Now,
tearing down the one we have now.
Right. And so in the history of mankind, there's never been a revolution without bloodshed. I'm not saying it's impossible to have a revolution without bloodshed, but I'm just telling you the facts of the history behind it. So, you know, if we really want to have a cure for racism, then it's probably going to take a lot of blood to actually create a new system from the ground up that isn't based on those principles.
Well, thank you for coming to News and Knowledge today, Justin Blue. It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure being on.
Like, I learned so much about your background and what pushes you and motivates you, because it's different to see you not on my phone, you know?
I feel you. You know, 60 seconds ain't enough, so.
Yeah, 60 seconds is never enough. Is there anything you want to tell us before you go?
All right, yeah, there's definitely something I want to tell y'all is everybody wants change. Everybody wants to see different things occur. And it could be such a huge task mentally that we just get to a place where we're paralyzed. And so don't be paralyzed. What we need to do and what you need to do, like speaking to you too, is choose something where you can make a difference at right now. Choose a place where you can contribute right now. And it might be something small, it might be something on a larger scale, whatever it may be. But just because it's not fully at the level that you want it to be at, doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. So whether you're a football coach, or you choose to do mentorship, or you choose to volunteer somewhere on the weekends, whatever it is, we all have certain skills, certain gifts that we can contribute to progressing whatever areas it is that we care about. So that's what I want to leave you with. It was such a pleasure being here today. I really appreciated it. I also want to make sure that y'all follow me on my social media, JustinBlue_ for Instagram and Twitter. And then on YouTube and Facebook, just type in Justin Blue University and you'll see me.
Well, thank you. It was nice meeting you.